This is such a beautiful chandelier, and honestly the pictures in the listing didn't give it any justice. In person this looks so much better and it's so beautiful. And something to keep in mind, the gold that it is a champagne gold and actually looks a lot more elegant, really nice and modern. I really love it. Another thing to keep in mind is that you can dim these lights as long as you buy dimmable light bulbs. Alright, and I just wanted to show you how to set this up. First, you do have to assemble the chandelier itself and then connect it to electricity once you have that set up. And as you can see, this is everything that comes in the box, and no, it does not come with light bulbs. Alright, first we're going to take these L-shaped brackets and just take off the screws. And once we've taken off all the screws, we just attach it to the main body. And then just make sure everything's nice and tight. You don't have to do this, but I used a socket wrench just barely, just to make sure that it was really nice and snug. Alright, and then you just feed the main wire through the plate. Once I put the middle plate in place, I noticed that we were not going to use all of this wire. So all you have to do if you want to do this is just unscrew that middle screw there, enough for you to be able to feed the wire into the chassis in here, so that you can have most of the wire inside of here, because obviously you have a lot of space here, you don't have that much space in your ceiling. All right, and once you feed all the wire, just make sure that that middle piece is back nice and snug. I ended up using a wrench just to make sure, because this is one of the main pieces that's going to be holding everything up. Alright, and we're just going to feed the wire through this middle rod, and for us we're just doing 2 rods, so I'm just going to use this last one here. Alright, and to actually set the glass on, you just unscrew these screws on the L brackets, and then just simply put the glass right on there and screw it back on. And one last thing for this, I noticed that the glass wasn't symmetrical, so I just took the top off there and we just adjusted it to where we wanted it to go. Alright, so now to wire it to the house. I usually am very cautious, so I usually just turn off the breaker instead of just flipping the switch. So you could do whatever you want, but that's what I would say to do. Just turn the breaker off so there's no electricity running through there. And we just took off the old hardware here, we're not gonna need it. And wiring is really easy, we just have our black, our white, and our ground. Alright, and this is our base that goes connected between the ceiling and the chandelier, and the inside here is what actually goes connected to the ceiling. Alright, and I fed my wires through there, and then there were some bolts that were already here. I'm just gonna use the same ones to connect this piece back to the ceiling. And by the ceiling I mean the bracket that was already there. And then we'll go ahead and feed the wire through this part of the base. And this is the harder part, where you need a friend to be able to hold up the chandelier while you do the wiring. Obviously the wiring is white to white, black to black, and ground to ground. Once you have the wiring done, you just have to get that base right on there with little nuts that it brings, and it's gonna be holding on the whole entire weight of the chandelier, so you got to make sure that they're well put on there. Don't let go until they're on there. And that's it. Now you have a beautiful chandelier, and honestly videos and pictures don't give it justice. This thing looks amazing. I really love this color. The champagne gold is just amazing.